Stars Fell Again is out today.
It is.
Have you looked like on Amazon to see if it's right there?
I haven't yet. I haven't. I got up pretty early to pack and run some errands and do a little bit of this because I'm catching a flight afterwards. But that's always exciting. I always go home and I always buy. I always go to iTunes and buy my own movies because you got to support yourself. If you don't support yourself, nobody else is going to. So I'm trying to set the standard. Anybody listening, feel free and do the same.
And okay, so filming it, when did you film it compared to right now?
We filmed this top of last year, so it's been about a full year.
Okay, and when you have projects like this, when movies come out, do you kind of remember and relive it in your head when you watch it back through? Or like do memories come up for you?
Oh, of course, of course. And especially on this film, I mean, the first one, Stars Fell in Alabama, we filmed in Beaufort, South Carolina, which is just a picturesque, quintessential, beautiful little town. And they tried to find, version 2.0 for this and did pretty well. We went out to Atlanta and filmed around Georgia, but then spent a lot of time in cute little towns, one in particular called Rome. And it was a beautiful time. In fact, my girlfriend was with me at the premiere last night, and she came and visited me out when we were in Rome. So it was nice reminiscing on like the filming aspects of being there. And then, our time, we brought our dog. She was with us. Like we had really, really good memories on both sides of camera.
Yeah. And in the trailer and obviously throughout the movie, you have a lot of shirtless scenes. And when we interviewed you when you were on tour with Big Time Rush, we were like, oh, you always seem to be shirtless. So do you just end up always being shirtless or?
Not in every project, but believe it or not, I'm relatively self-conscious with taking my shirt off. And that's, I was a bit of a chubby kid when I was younger. I was picked on. And, as much as that's been motivation in my life,
Yeah.
I remember thinking at one point, like, I'm going to be on, a fitness cover. And now I've done two. I've done Fitness RX and Men's Health. And it's cool, but it doesn't mean like I'm always that shredded because it takes a lot of dieting. It takes a lot of effort, but it is a continuous motivation. Like, hey, I just want to get healthier. I want to get stronger. And I truly, to this day, still want to get a little bit more comfortable with it. So happy I can do it. It's an asset that I work very hard on, between training every day and eating well, learning more about how to train and eat and all of that. But when I watch it, there's always a little bit of like, a little cringe for me, but it's all good.
Yeah. But that's good to know that side of it, like that you obviously you work very hard to like look that good and in shape and everything like that. But also the mentality that goes into, exercising and stuff like that. Like you work hard for it when you're not, like you don't just look like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, I guess the more I've done this, the more I try and stay consistent because there's nothing worse than like, hey, you got a movie that's going to film in 2 weeks and there will be your shirt off. You're like, I'm going to eat burritos every day, It's like, so I try and stay more consistent. But hey, look, there's no better motivation than the assumption that I'll have to do it again and I want to do it. So if somebody's filming you, it's good to use that as a positive motivation. Like, all right, let me try and stay as active and as clean in the kitchen as possible.
Yeah. What's the farthest you think you would go? Because like some actors have to gain a ton of weight for a movie. They have to like lose a ton of weight. What do you think is the farthest that you'd go for a role?
I'd imagine pretty far. Truthfully, it's a scary and a daunting thought. But if I were to do it, I'd do it with a coach, from the physical side, and I'd do it with a coach from the diet side and try and do it as healthy as possible. I mean, I think one of the most unhealthy things you can do is fluctuate. People that lose a ton of weight, then gain it back and lose it. Like that's just bound to be awful for your body, not knowing where to be and where to stabilize. But having said that, you're an actor. Not every role is going to look this way. And I guarantee there will be roles in the future that I want to play that I'm going to have to shift and change for. So, we'll see.
Willing to do it all. Also, okay, so Big Time Rush obviously is a huge part of your identity growing up and you going back on tour with them and everything like that. How is it for you to be able to branch out, do other acting projects, and people just look at you as that actor for each project compared to just, Big Time Rush?
I mean, it's really nice. It's nice to have the balance. I mean, since I started doing this, I started in musical theater where there was acting and singing. And then that next big, gigantic project, Big Time Rush, very much acting, very much singing. People have always asked me, like, which one do you want to do more? Do you like more? Yeah. And I don't know a world that both don't exist in. So for me, it's balance. And I think it's from an acting perspective and music perspective, but it's also from a Big Time Rush perspective and then a personal perspective. And, more to your question, having personal projects is extremely important, in personal projects of mine, I get to focus 100% on what my creative perspective is. And I
Yeah.
think that way it's very, very extremely fulfilling. Whereas sometimes with the band, I mean, it's four of us, and that's what makes it great. Don't get me wrong. But the four of us are very different singers. We have very different ideas, very different opinions. And the collaborative process is brings it together, but it's not always as easy as, oh, this is what I want, this is what I get. You can imagine that's not exactly how it works in a group. So
Yeah,
it's very nice to have my own personal outlets.
for sure. And you're obviously all branched out and stuff like that, but how do you guys keep in touch? Like, well, do you think they'll watch the movie? Will you tell them to watch the movie?
Well, the Forever Tour is almost over. We're about to go and finish it off in South
Right.
America. But we're together constantly. And when I say it's never over, it's because we want to keep this going, and we continue to work on music. We just spent a week in the mountains. I can't say finishing up an album because we still have work to do, but certainly working towards one, and we're in a great place. So saw them just days ago, and about to fly after this. Going to go see them in New York. We're going to be doing some big press. We on the Today Show with a big announcement on Monday.
Oh, any hint on the big announcement?
Well, we've got a single out now, which is exciting. We're out. Yeah, wow. I got to check my phone. That's can't get enough.
Just so many things happening.
There are a lot of things happening at once. Boy, am I grateful to say that. But yeah, so it has something to do with music. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna play a little game, this or that. Date night in or date night out?
Date night in.
Yeah, staying in.
I'm
Ice cream or candy?
ice cream.
Are you a sugar though or chocolate? If you have
Sugar or chocolate? You mean vanilla or chocolate?
No, for candy. Like, are you gonna go Sour Patch Kids or you're gonna go Reese's?
Oh, I mean, I don't like the chewiness in the teeth. Like any of the gummies, no. I'm gonna go like Snickers.
Snickers, chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay, FaceTime or text? What would you rather do?
I think texting. FaceTime it always feels so intrusive to me. It's
Yeah.
like I'm in the middle of a meeting, get a FaceTime, like I can't really respond. Or like you're in the restroom, not to be gross about it. It's like, do I pick up? Do I not? If it's a bandmate, sure.
Sure.
Anyone else? I don't know. I feel like this is an inappropriate conversation. We should come back to the next question.
Very, very personal. Big time rush memes or TikTok memes?
I mean, I love the both. I love when they take big time. When people send me memes of myself that I forgot about or that are new or created, I go, good work. Touche.
Good work. They're very creative. I talked
Yes,
to
they
you
are.
guys were on the tour bus doing the interview. Like, I obviously asked you about TikTok, but your fans creative. Very
So creative. The new single artwork, oh my God. I'm loving the Monsters Inc. memes. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but boy, do they bring a smile to my face. Keep it up. Keep it up, kids.
And when you have like projects like Stars Fell Again come out and stuff like that, obviously it's out today, but your fan, like, do you see your fans rush over to watch it, or do you kind of find a new fan base come in?
It's certainly a bit of both. You
Yeah.
know, there's a huge part of the fan base that loves the films I do and loves the acting projects I do. And they're the first ones to watch, the first ones to find it.
Yeah.
But then there's also a lot of people that'll see these on streaming platforms. You know, movies that did a decade ago get syndicated or sold to a new foreign market. And all of a sudden I have new fans like, oh, I saw you in this, who may not even really know much about Big Time Rush, which is, it's kind of cool. You know, it's nice to be known for things.
Yeah, that's so cool. Add Justin Bieber to Big Time Rush or The Weeknd?
I feel like The Weeknd would bring just like a whole different vibe. You know, I feel like Justin Bieber would be like another boy band member. We're gonna have four of us. You know, The Weeknd, not hating on JB, we've played with him. Man, I mean, if we could have a fraction of his success, he's got great music, but you know, again, let's go with The Weeknd. I'm a fan of Abel.
I would definitely switch it up. Stay up late or get up super early?
Get up super early. It's usually what I do. Used to be tough, but the more you do it, it gets easier.
And you're traveling all the time though, like with flights and stuff. And like I feel like your hours of just like, you're just used to getting up early probably too.
Yeah, it gets tough when you're touring because you don't get off stage until, 11 o'clock most nights.
Yeah.
So the cycle's kind of thrown off. But anytime I can be on a more circadian rhythm, as they say, to go to sleep when it gets dark, I'm trying to be in bed reading by like 9:30, be asleep by 10, get up at 5 or 6. I just feel better.
Yeah. Eagles or Chiefs for the Super Bowl? Are you a big football guy?
I am. I don't have any allegiance there, but a lot more friends voting for the Chiefs, so I think I'm going to side there. Plus, I mean, they're a fun team to watch. No offense to the Eagles, Chiefs are a damn good team.
Yeah. Spotify or Apple Music? What do you use?
I'm a Spotify guy.
So
Yeah.
Spotify.
Although I've been renting a car in LA, like touring a Tesla, and it went to Apple Music. And so I've kind of been like, oh, this is kind of fun. It's a little different. I mean, either one works. Just listen to music.
Okay, last one. Relive all the Big Time Rush episodes or re-record them.
Re-record. We
Yeah.
had fun, but don't need to relive that. I think that maybe re-recording, maybe doing it in a fresh new way, something like that could be fun. Yeah.
That'd be dope. Okay, well, you killed the game. Thank you so much. And congratulations on Stars Fell Again.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.